Okay, I'm back again on my channel. I'm back again on my podcast. I'm back again on my page, YouTube channel, YouTube page, YouTube podcast. Right? You saw the video title. Ndebele people, they like to behave like South Africans. Ndebele people, they like to do things like South Africans. I saw comments on social media platforms for a long time. Even yesterday, many times when I'm social media, on Facebook, YouTube, I'm just browsing, checking, reading, studying, investigating, analyzing a lot of things. And this thing came to my mind, came to my brain like, these guys, they like to behave like South Africans. They like to be South Africans. They like to do things like South Africans. I'm like, yo, but they're in Zimbabwe. So what are they doing? Why are they having that kind of a mindset? Why are they having that kind of thinking? Why? They're in Zimbabwe, domiciled in Zimbabwe, living in Zimbabwe. They're staying in Zimbabwe. Or classically speaking, they are Zimbabweans. Legally speaking, according to Zimbabwean information, Zimbabwean registration, they are Zimbabweans with Zimbabwean citizenship, Zimbabwean nationality. They are not South Africans. They are not staying or living in South Africa. So what is the issue? What is the problem? How can someone explain this to me? How can someone elaborate this issue to me? Like, these guys, they like to behave like South Africans. They like to do things like South Africans. I'm like, yo, what is the issue? What is the problem? Because this is my take, this is my submission. I was expecting them to be fully Zimbabweans, to embrace Zimbabwe, to be happy in Zimbabwe, to appreciate Zimbabwe, celebrate this country, to be patriotic and proud of this country, Zimbabwe, Republic of Zimbabwe. This is what I expect, or I'll be expecting from them as Ndebele people, Ndebele men, Ndebele women, Ndebele guys, Ndebele girls, whatever gender, at whatever age, at whatever phase of life. To be proud of Zimbabwe, to be patriotic when it comes to Zimbabwe and everything in Zimbabwe. I know there are problems in Zimbabwe. I know there are social problems, economic problems, political problems in Zimbabwe. I know. I understand. I'm also in Zimbabwe. I'm part of this country. I know what is happening. I feel what is happening. Of course, we are not yet there at that level that we want to reach, that pedestal that we want to reach. I know. I understand. But at least I'm expecting them to be patriotic or to be proud of this country, of this nation, Zimbabwe. So some people are like, these guys, I just don't know. Why do they behave like South Africans? Why do they speak like South Africans? Why do they do things like South Africans? Doing things like South Africans? For what reason? Towards what goal? Towards what objective? So these are some of the messages or comments that are running on the streets of YouTube, running on the streets of Instagram, running on the streets of Facebook, especially Facebook, or particularly Facebook. Like, Ndebele people in BULAWAYO, in Matebelen South, Matebelen North, these people, they think they're South Africans. They want to behave like South Africans. They want to follow South African things, South African content. They don't like Zimbabwean products. They don't like Zimbabwean creations, Zimbabwean things, or Zimbabwean content. They associate themselves with South Africa, or South African products, South African things, South African everything, as if they're South Africa, as if they're South Africans. But they are not South Africans. But they stay in Zimbabwe. But they live in Zimbabwe. But they're domiciled in Zimbabwe. But they're holding a Zimbabwean passport, a Zimbabwean birth certificate. But they are holding Zimbabwean citizenship. But they're holding a Zimbabwean nationality. Okay, Ndebele people, you're listening to me. How do you respond? How do you answer me? What is the issue? How do you explain? How do you elaborate on this issue? Talk to me. Talk to me, the podcaster, on this video right now, in the comment section, comments box. Why? Why do you like to be South Africans? Or you want to behave like South Africans? Or you want to follow? You like South African things? You want to be like South Africa or South Africans? I'll be waiting to read your comments in the comment section, comments box on these complaints, on these cries, on these lamentations or laments, on the streets of Facebook, on the streets of YouTube, on the streets of Snapchat, Instagram, every social media platform, about your behavior, about your attitude, about your life, your lifestyle, your manner or your style of living, to be associated with South Africa, to like South African things, to behave, to do things like South Africans. When you are Zimbabweans, when you are staying in Zimbabwe, when you are living in Zimbabwe, when you are residing or domiciled in Zimbabwe, why? Please talk to me on this issue, on this subject. Otherwise, peace to you. I'm done talking. Peace out. Sharp.